Harrison, wake up! It's
Time to do the news! Many of you may have noticed a new face as you pass by the front office.
That face belongs to Miss Kelley Wilkins. CISD-TV correspondent Katie Sudbury got the inside scoop on our new greeter.
Recently, Salina High School has gained a new front desk receptionist. Miss Wilkins is an outgoing, fun, and hard-working former Bobcat. She gladly gave CHS a quick look at her background.
I graduated from Salina High School down the way, so not up here at the Hill, back in 2006. And then I graduated from Texas Women's University, and after that I taught kindergarten for 2 years and then second grade for 1 year. And I was going to stay at home with my daughter this past year, and plans changed, and now I'm here at Salina High School.
Miss Wilkins and her daughter love to support the Lady Cats. Chances are you've probably seen them at a game or two.
I'm a mom of Lainey, and that's my beautiful little girl. And we usually go to all of the athletic events, especially the girls' athletic events. And I'm really good friends with Coach Jordan Davis. And so for the last 3 years, I've been at the junior high games and the girls' varsity and JV games, and I work the clock and the books.
Having Miss Wilkins back is a prime example of once a Bobcat, always a Bobcat.
I love that I'm a Salina Bobcat again. Love it.
Next time you see her, make sure to say hi. This has been Katie Sudbury with CISD-TV News.
That's right, kids. Don't forget to stop by the office and say good morning to Miss Wilkins.
If you are a 2014 senior and would like to purchase your senior t-shirt, Miss Highstand will be at lunch today with order forms. T-shirts are $15 each.
Also, if you are interested in participating in Ready, Set, Teach next year, you need to apply with Mrs. Myers by January 31st.
Now to give us a closer look on a growing problem, here's Madeline Byers on underage drinking.
Underage drinking is a growing problem in society. Many people are surprised that over 70% of students have drinking alcohol before the end of high school.
Well, I honestly don't know. If I had to guess, I would probably say that there's probably a lot of kids that participate in underage drinking. I'm not real sure why, but I think that there probably are some kids that do.
It's a terrible thing that's going on in our society right now. I think it goes on. I wish it wouldn't, but I think it goes on a lot more than we believe it to.
I think it's a huge issue. I think there's a lot of kids that people would be amazed probably at the percentage of kids that really are involved in that.
While underage drinking can cause legal and social issues, it can also cause issues inside the school.
What kids get when they're not here, we don't have any control over that. So I think just try and make kids more aware of consequences and what can happen. And, there's a lot of ramifications to underage drinking that just students need to make sure they're aware of.
Absolutely, to educate on the dangers of it. What happens with younger kids as they grow up and as their brain develops is alcohol affects it in different ways. And it can stunt growth, it can stunt brain development, and it's really a very dangerous thing. And it's really our job to make sure that you get all the education you need.
We actually have a policy that you cannot drink in athletics, and if you are caught drinking, then there's actually a policy you have to go through 20 miles, run 20 miles, and go through some things like that. And that's just basically to protect the kids, to give them an excuse to say no, to stay out of those kind of activities. Because if you're training yourself as an athlete, you're trying to do things to increase your performance, then putting something in your body that's going to decrease your performance is not a very smart thing to do. Plus the dangers that are involved in it. And we just want to try to keep our kids safe and give them opportunities to make good decisions.
There are over 4,700 alcohol-related deaths a year, and minors exposed to alcohol before the age of 14 are 7 times more likely to develop alcohol dependency. Underage drinking can have detrimental consequences.
I don't really like it, but I also don't hate it. I think underage drinking is just as bad as adults drinking. So
I just think they need to understand the consequences of what they're doing. It's just not an underage issue. It's just an issue of all of overuse of alcohol, the things that could happen, the results that could happen of it, the dangers of it, especially when they're at a younger age and they might not have as much self-control.
Well, I think everyone's capable of making their own decisions and stuff, but it is the law, and I do believe we should uphold it.
Most times when students drink, it's because it's the company they keep. So the first piece of advice I would give students is don't fall into peer pressure.
Kids are young. You have your whole life to be an adult once you get there, and don't try and start things early just because it's the cool thing to do, or because all your friends are doing it, or you don't think it's bad.
With underage drinking more and more common, be sure to stay informed. This has been Madeline Byers reporting with CISD-TV News.
Thanks, Madeline. Early in the year is the time for Disciple Now weekends at churches in the area. First Baptist Salina's D-Now was last weekend, and Prestonwood North's Freedom Weekend is coming up. Carl Davis reports.
Freedom is a tradition for students to attend from Salina all across North Texas. This year, students are excited to attend.
Freedom Weekend's probably the best weekend of the year for me and a lot of other people too.
Freedom Weekend is the greatest weekend known to mankind. It's at Prestonwood North. Over 700 students come together for the most amazing 4 days you could ever imagine.
Prestonwood's event is coming up soon.
Freedom Weekend is February 6th through the 9th.
February 6th through the 9th.
February 6th through 9th.
Freedom is a time for making friends and memories.
My favorite freedom memory would have to be just seeing all my best friends and my peers come closer to God, and just how great that's influenced their lives.
My first freedom, February 12th, 2012, I was baptized.
My favorite freedom memory, this is so easy. Last year, we put our high school pastor in a Tigger costume and pushed him out of a plane 2 miles up in the air. He skydived all the way into Freedom Weekend.
You can still sign up for Freedom today, so grab a form and find your roommates. This has been Carl Davis reporting for CISD-TV News.
So Sam, are you going to buy me a Valentine lollipop?
Maybe. Just maybe.
Well, you better go see Miss Wilkins in the office and order me a bunch.
As you wish, Princess. With the Super Bowl coming up, Braden Barr tried to see how well the students could predict their outcome.
On Sunday, February 2nd, the Super Bowl will be played at MetLife Stadium in New York City. Some CHS students give us the take on their Super Bowl predictions.
Denver Broncos.
I think the Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl.
Broncos.
I think the Denver Broncos are going to win.
I think it's going to be between the San Francisco 49ers and the Broncos. So
I'm going for the Denver Broncos.
Well, obviously the Broncos, because Peyton Manning's just better than Tom Brady, Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson's Hucks.
Dude, come on, man. It's easy. The Broncos. They got the best quarterback in the league.
I guess Seattle.
Seattle, of course.
The Patriots.
I think the Houston Texans are going to win. So they're going to win about 40-10, against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, I talked to my analyst last week. He said it's probably the Cowboys over the Chiefs, 35-3.
I talked to my analyst last week, and I think it's going to be the Chiefs over the Cowboys, 35-3. Yeah.
I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. I think they're going to win by a score of 42-3. Defense can be shut down. Michael Vick's actually going to start the game. He's going to run for 3 touchdowns, throw for 2. Sean Jackson's going to receive for both of them. Jeremy Maclin will have a good, solid 300-yard receiving game. Sean McCoy's going to rush for 200 and 2 touchdowns. And it's just going to be a complete blowout. New England Patriots won't have a chance.
It's official. The Denver Broncos and Seattle Seahawks will be playing in the Super Bowl. This has been Braden Barr for your CISD-TV News.
Thanks, Braden.
Due to technical difficulties on last week's newscast, here are some of the stories you missed.
Bugsy Malone, a slapstick musical comedy, is coming to Salina January 25th and 26th. Some of the leads talk about their characters and how they bring them to life.
The play's about 2 gangs that are against each other, and they kind of kill each other throughout the play.
Sydney Snyder plays Blassie Brown, and Isaac Bird plays Bugsy Malone. Dustin Bradley plays Fat Sam. Crystal Kessler plays Tallulah. Kaylin Craver plays Dandy Dan, and Rachel Porcelli plays Luella.
I'm Dandy Dan. I'm one of the main leaders in one of the gangs that's in the war, so I'm just like the boss of a lot of people.
I'm kind of like the narrator of the musical, and I also play my part as Bugsy Malone, and I have a relationship with a character named Blousey, which is Sydney Snyder.
I play Luella, who's the girlfriend to the rich gangster Dandy Dan.
Not only is learning lines hard and also choreography, but there's a lot of other hard parts going along with it.
Well, for us, the ice storm set us back a little bit, but I have to say this group of kids has really come together and stepped it up. We have had to extend our rehearsals quite a bit, and they're doing a great job of memorizing their lines and getting their songs together and learning their choreography.
Probably remembering all your lines and choreography and all that.
It's a big time commitment, I would say, so just finding time for homework after school is slightly difficult.
Probably revolving around everyone else's schedule also.
Even though they have hard times, there are also some fun times with it.
Our boys like to kill mice backstage, so that can get pretty interesting sometimes.
This one in particular, we do a Bronx accent, so accents don't exactly come easy to a lot of kids, so listening to how they're kind of working through their sounds and trying to accomplish this uniform Bronx accent has been pretty funny. They get a little tongue-tied from time to time.
Watching Isaac and Sydney probably, because they're two really awkward people trying to be together, I guess, so that kind of makes me laugh.
You should come see the play because there's a lot of things that you're going to recognize in the play. There's a lot of audience participation. It is funny, it's silly, it's wacky. There's everything that people love about that gangster era, but it's almost like a spoof, cartoonish kind of take on that whole 1920s speakeasy gangster era.
Solana can't wait to see the finished production. This has been Courtney Williams with CISD-TV News.
Last year, the Salina Fire Department announced they will be moving to the lot that used to be occupied by Chevrolet. Recently torn down, they are getting closer and closer to construction. With Salina growing rapidly, there was a need for a more centrally located fire station.
Well, when I got here as the city manager of Salina, our fire station was probably built in the early 70s and has kind of outgrown our needs for fire protection. And so we worked hard with our city council and with staff to ensure that we came up with a fire station that would provide for the needs of our citizens.
I do. I think that it'll help out with a lot of the accidents and get them closer to where they need to be.
No, I think it's a good idea for it to move and everything, so I like it. Gonna be right there.
With the bigger facility will come the addition of more staff members.
I like how it's gonna be closer to town and it's gonna be bigger, so we can have more people on the fire station and more, if anything else happens, we'll have more people out on the calls and everything.
I like that it's gonna be in a better location for them instead of being so far out for them, and there's a lot of turns and stuff, so it'll be good.
We have a growing community. We're growing at a rapid pace, and we're going to need more firemen, more equipment, and also a better location for a fire station.
It's going right where the new or where the old car dealership was, so that should be a good spot for the firefighters, and where they'll be closer to 289.
This also provides for us to be able to get to some of our largest community in a quicker response time.
I think they're going to try to put a workout facility in there, and then they're going to do something with maybe the town hall in there also, so I think that's what they're planning on doing, and to get more beds and everything also for the firemen.
We're looking probably it's going to be around May to June of 2015. It's about an 18-month process to get it started and complete the construction.
No, it's good.
Construction about to begin. There are still no plans for the use of the old station.
We're going to repurpose that old fire station into probably a public works center to where we'll have some storage for them. But we also have the option of allowing it to be a second fire station that maybe has an ambulance in it, or maybe a fire inspector or something like that. So it'll have multiple uses. We're going to leave our options open for that right now.
Over the past year, town officials have been meeting to discuss the must-haves in the new fire station. They have even traveled to surrounding communities and to town in Oklahoma to see what they have done to keep their community safe. Thanks for watching. This has been Andrew Reed with CISD-TV News.
Hello, CHS. This is Braden Barr. Here's some tips to pick up the chicks.
Do you know karate? Because your body's kicking.
Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I walk by again?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 9, and you're the one I need.
Do you have a sunburn, or are you always this hot?
You must be a Snickers because you satisfy me.
Are you tired because you've been running through my mind all day?
You're so sweet. You're giving me a toothache. Do you have a Band-Aid because I scraped my knee falling for you?
My love for you is like diarrhea. I just can't hold it in.
You're so beautiful that you made me forget my pickup line.
I'm here. Now what are your other 2 wishes? This has been Braden Barr reporting for CISD-TV News.
Well, that's all the news we have for today, CHS.
For all of us here at CISD-TV News, I'm Sam Bruton.
And I'm Harrison Hubbard. Call me maybe CHS.